Hey Bill, so we've run into some really unique situations, especially like Miss Linda, who's selling this house to us, where there a lot of the sellers are looking for options on, where they could go to maybe an assisted care living situation, and it seems like we're running into a lot more sellers that are kind of in those situations where they want to retire and they're looking to sell their house. Where do you kind of see the market going, and kind of what are you seeing, kind of where it is today?
Well, I'm glad you asked that because, like me, I'm in an older group that has parents that need to transition to assisted care. And they don't start thinking about it, but now's the time in the next few years, if you have a parent that is going to be transitioning into assisted care, you want to make sure that you don't want the house to go into probate if they happen to pass away, God forbid. Two, you want to be able to make that transition as easy as possible, which we help out with the moving. And we buy directly from the person, that the child or the son or the daughter that's helping their parent transition, they can come to us. There's no closing costs, there's no commission, and not only that, we don't have to have the closing right away. We can help them pick a date that's in the future, but they know they've got a deal or they got a contract on the house. They don't have to show the house with the parent in there, and they know that it's a solid contract. That helps with them being able to make the plans down the road.
Where do you see the market going in the next 10 years?
Well,
because it seems like this is a pretty popular topic now.
Well, it's a huge topic because the largest population that is retiring right now is about 70 million Americans that are in the retirement age right now, and are going to be, unfortunately, passing away 10, 15, 20 years down the road. Well, this is the time that people need to be proactive. One, I like to tell people if they don't have a will with their parents, they need to have a will and put their stuff where it's taken care of if something should happen. Two, the transition, you need to start looking sooner until before they get really where they can't get around. That's a lot of problems that a lot of people have is like their parent gets a stroke or has something. They haven't thought it out, they haven't planned ahead, and it catches them by surprise. And then they're having to do a rush sale or fire sale, and what we want to do is be available for them to be able to come out and come talk to us and say, okay, when we're ready, can you put a contract on the house? We can do it right away, or we can wait and we can follow back up with them. We want to provide a lot of options for people.
Yeah, when my dad passed away, we didn't have a will set up, and we went through the probate process. In your opinion, why is that such a problem?
Oh my gosh. Well, one, let me just say, with the probate, and there's several, and I've seen this, and I'm dealing with this as well. With one, my brother didn't have a will, we couldn't find it, and I'm having to deal with my niece, who has never had a relationship with him for 20 years plus, and we were so close that I know he would have left, his estate to me, because at the time he would have known that I would have taken care of my mother. For people that don't have a will, it's so important so that they can delegate who is going to get what, and there's no fighting between the siblings. If the property should go into probate, there's probate fees. There's a lot of ways to structure it if it's a larger asset, but these are simple things. Just a handwritten will could save a lot of headache and a lot of money for people having to deal with it.
Especially a seller who maybe the family ends up fighting over the property. We want to be able to kind of give them solutions ahead of time before that even happens.
Well, I'm so glad you brought that up. You know how huge it is. We had a client that called us, and they had three other siblings. Three of them wanted to sell and one didn't. Yeah. They couldn't sell the house. Somebody's got to take care of that house. It deteriorates. It was vacant, and every month, year, a house is vacant and it's not being done. It's deteriorating worse and worse. So they get less and less money for it. So you have to have something where they don't fight. Here it is in writing. This is my wishes, and they should carry it out that way.
Yeah. Perfect.
That's a huge topic.
Yeah, absolutely.